right, getting started with our workout today. Let's start with some nice inhales and exhales overhead just to get warmed up and ready to go. Inhaling all the way up, exhaling it down, bending at the knees just to warm up our body a little bit, get ready for this upper body sculpting workout. And two more. All right, getting right into our warm-up. Jumping right in here. Let's start by placing our feet about hip distance apart, walking ourselves on down and out. Holding in a high plank position, walking back up towards our toes. Try to keep the legs as straight as you can. Little bend in the knee is okay. Walking straight back up, standing up nice and tall. Walking it back down. Holding at that high push-up. And right back up. Let's go for two more of these. Walk it all the way out, opening up through the shoulders. Holding. And coming on down. Staying down here for the next part of our warm-up. Opening up through one shoulder. Waving hello one side and reaching all the way up and over towards the other side. Up and over. And placing that hand right back down, shoulder width apart. And keeping it going. All right. Nice job. From here, we're going to drop our knees. We are going to scoop our right arm underneath through our left, and then open up through that right arm towards the opposite side. So scoop through and open up. All the way through, opening up through that right shoulder as you bring your arm to the other side. Switching sides here, same thing. Scoop your left arm through. Open up through that shoulder. We're working our upper body today, so we want to make sure we're nice and warmed up before we get into this. One more. All right, shaking that on out. Coming to your tabletop, make sure your knees are directly under your hips and your shoulders are stacked over your elbows and wrists. We are going to extend our opposite hand and opposite leg. So right arm, left leg, and then switch. Coming to a nice and even flat back. Reaching all the way out with that extended arm. Kicking back with the opposite leg. Really just imagining that you're reaching all the way through here. Breathing as you move through this. Paying attention to any areas that might be tight or bothersome today. One more each side. All right, nice job shaking that on out. From here, we're going to come to a side plank position. So you may want to take this with a little bit of support on the bottom leg. If you need to bend that bottom leg in for added support, you can. If not, you can stack both legs, bring that left hip off the ground, slowly lower it without touching, and then bring it right back up. So you're shooting up towards the ceiling as you move through each side here. And keep going and keep breathing. And switching sides, same thing goes for the other side. I'm coming on my forearm here, and then I'm just going to shift my right hip up from the bottom of the floor, left hip towards the ceiling, breathing all the way through. All right. And last one, coming on down. Nice job. All right, let's get into our first set of exercises. Coming back to that tabletop position, you definitely want to make sure that your knees are directly stacked under your hips and wrists are over, elbows are over the wrists here. Tuck your back toes, and elevate your knees off the ground for this next exercise. So from here, you're going to push your hands in toward the ground and just slowly reach with both hands alternating, trying not to move the rest of your body while you do this. So notice if you feel like you're rocking a little bit from one to side to side. You want to stay center, bring that head up, keep your spine in line, keep breathing. All right, 2 more. Nice job, bringing your knees back down to the ground. We're gonna come to a down dog position, bringing both legs towards the center, kicking your right leg up, extending it all the way back, bringing that right knee in towards the center of your body, kicking it back up, straight up and in to a nice flat back, high plank, high push-up position. Moving through each repetition here with control. And last one, then we're switching sides. Same thing on the other side. Kick your left leg back up here, come to your down dog, kick the left leg up, knee comes in the center, kicking it back up. And breathe. Good. Last 2. All right. Bringing that on down. Repeating that one more time. So come into that elevated tabletop. Really stack the knees under the hips and alternate the hands with a reach out. Good. And breathe. Staying center here. Last 2. All right. Maybe shake that out for a second before we get into our down dog again. Finding your position with your hands shoulder width apart. Coming up into your down dog. Right leg shoots up towards the ceiling. Knee comes in. In and out. Knee in and then shoot straight up towards the ceiling. Moving through. All right. And switching sides. Same thing on the other side here. Coming to your down dog first. Knee in. Shoot that left leg up towards the ceiling. You got it. Breathe. And last one. Coming on down. Shake that out. Give yourself a 10-second break or so before we get into the next one. Roll your shoulders back and away from your ears. Getting ready for our next exercise here. And all right, so make sure you have a little bit of space to do this next one. We are going to start in a high push-up position and walk ourselves towards the other direction of the room, out to the side. So we're doing a lateral plank walk here towards the right, then we're going to come right back to center. Get ready. When we get to this end again, we're going to add another movement. So just start by staying in control, walking over to one side and walking it back, trying to keep your body nice and even here. Head stays up. When you get back to your starting position, you're going to add a tap, shoulder tap, both sides. And keeping that moving. 2 more. And adding in that walk again. Over to the right. Nice and controlled. Coming back toward the left. And adding in that shoulder tap. All right, keeping your head up here. You got it. Breathing through. And we have 2 more, guys. And dropping those knees down. Shake out the shoulders a little bit. We're coming back into our side plank for the next one, adding in a little bit of added core work here. So find your position either on your forearm or all the way up. If you're coming all the way up, you want to make sure that shoulder again is in line with the elbow and the wrist. Starting with your right arm towards the ceiling, you're going to bring your right arm to that right knee, extend it across the body, and back down that leg comes. Repeating this all the way through. Breathing in and keeping it going. If you need to come down on that forearm of your supported arm, you can certainly do that. We're going to switch to the other side here. Coming up on the opposite side, extend that arm up first, then it comes in to meet your knee. Extend across to the head here, top of your head, breathing all the way through. Keep that bottom hip from dipping down towards the ground and moving it through. All right, one more time, both sides. Let's go. Coming into that side plank on the other side, knee in, and breathing it out. Nice and controlled here. Last one. Dropping that side down, switching it on over to the other side. Coming on up. Stack your legs and right into it. Good. And breathe. Last two. All right, drop that down. Give yourself a little bit of a break there. Get ready for the next set of exercises. All right, our next one is gonna be a little bit of a push-up and a little bit of a sort of push off, which I'll show you exactly what I mean here. So you're gonna come to your high push-up position. From here, even if you're doing your push-ups on your knees, which is totally fine, you come to where you need to. We're all gonna come up here on the toes. So tuck your toes, bend your knees, bring your hips back towards the heels, shoot forward, come down into all the way down at the bottom of your push-up here, pushing back up into that push-off, or that, what I like to call these are atomic push-ups, because they have sort of a rocket ship sort of feeling to them. So push off from the legs, come down, pushing right back to that start position. Use your momentum here at the bottom to help push you back. Keep that head forward. It'll help with your breathing. Keep you centered. Last one. And come on out of that, right into a reverse tabletop. So remember our tabletop in the beginning? This one's flipped around a little bit. So you're going to bring your hands behind you, fingertips are facing towards your toes, feet are flat, lifting your hips up off the ground here. We're going to reach, opposite hand, opposite toes, reach, 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 all the way across. You got it. All right, keep going. And last two. All right, drop that down for 1 second. Coming into a dip. So, a couple ways you can do this one. Bring your hands behind you. You can place both your heels on the floor here. Toes are facing the ceiling. Come on up. Shift your weight forward just a little bit. Making sure those fingertips are facing your heels. And then bend at your elbows. Straighten back up. So your hips are coming down towards the ground. as you bend your elbows. The further you walk out, you'll be able to get down a little further, but you want to watch your form here, making sure that when you come down and that bend in your elbow, you're not coming out of position here. You still want that elbow to be in line with the wrist. From there, you can add in a little challenge by extending one leg and coming down that way and extending the other. All right, dropping that down, shake it out, 10 to 15 second break here. We're doing that one more time before we finish it up. All right, 5 more second break, then we're gonna get right into it. Get ready, line up for your atomic push-up. All right, stacking the wrists and elbows all in line. Tuck your toes, shoot your hips back towards the heels and back down into that bottom of that push-up. And if you need to come here, stop, release your hands, push yourself back up. Try that one if you need a little help in practicing this one. You got it. Last one. All right, nice job. Flipping it on over to our reverse tabletop. Feet are flat, hands are ready, fingertips facing the heels. Bring the hips up and reach. All the way across, reach over, touch that toes, those toes of that opposite foot. Hips are coming up. You're good. And we have 4, 3, 2, last one. Nice job. Last set of dips, you decide where you want to do it. Both feet on the floor. We're extending one leg. Coming on up and into your dips. Bending at just the elbows. Hips come down and then straight back up. Switch legs if you need to. All right, shaking that out. That's definitely burning by now. And then coming into our finisher before we round it out and cool down. All right, finishing out with some push-ups again. Coming to your high push-up position. We are going to do as many as you can here, adding in an arm extension out to the side between each rep here. So line up, shoulders stacked right over the wrists and elbows, coming down into your push-up. Extend your arm out to the side, repeating that on the other side with the same extension. Trying to keep your body nice and even here as you move through each side. Try not to move your upper body too much when you bring that arm out. Keep the hips where they are. Good. And breathe. And we have 2 more. You can do it. And last one. All right, shaking it out. Great job, guys. That was a lot of upper body in a short amount of time. Let's get into cooling down. Bringing your right foot forward and bring both those arms up. Exhale your arms down. Extend your left arm up. Reaching all the way through that left side. Rotating towards the right hip here and away from the left side of your body. Breathing, coming back to center, extending the right arm up towards the ceiling, nice and tall. Rotate towards the left side here. Breathing through it. And back to center. Switching legs. Extend your left arm up nice and tall. Both hips are facing the same direction here before you rotate. Inhale. And rotate towards that right hip. Keep both your hips exactly where they are. You're just pulling away a little bit towards that right side of your body. And then back to center. Switching arms. Right arm is up. Nice and tall reach. Rotate towards the left side of your body. Breathing through it here. And bring that right arm back down. Coming back to that tabletop. Scoop your right arm underneath. Head comes to the floor. If it's comfortable, you can bring your left arm up. If not, leave it right where it is. Breathing through, bringing your heart rate down slowly here. Bring that right arm back through, scooping through with your left arm. Again, you can bring that right arm up if you need to. Or bring it back down. Coming on out, we're going to come towards one side of your body here. Extend that bottom arm out all the way nice and straight. Nice long straight arm here in line with the shoulder. So you're going to bend at the elbow. Make a fist with that left hand if you happen to be on your left side. Right hand comes on top. Then slowly bring that left forearm towards the ground. Gently here, feeling that stretch really within the shoulder. This is a nice rotator cuff stretch. Breathing through this stretch here. Taking care of ourselves after all of that upper body work. Coming towards the other side. Right arm's going to extend now. Same thing, make sure you're coming all the way out, nice straight line from your shoulder. Bending at the right elbow. Make a fist. And then just gently bring your right elbow down. Forearm reaches towards the ground. Holding that stretch, feeling it in the right shoulder. And a couple more seconds here. Coming on out of that stretch, bring that arm back down. Roll over to the other side here, back to your tabletop. We're going to tuck our toes and we're slowly going to get up here. So reach your hips up towards the ceiling. Maybe you want to pedal out both your feet here, really extending through each of your legs. Heels are hitting the ground if you have the room for that today. Maybe holding that stretch. Head comes through both of the arms here, holding and breathing. And then just slowly, carefully, when you're ready, walk your hands back towards those toes and roll up slowly, inhaling on your roll up. Roll your shoulders back, away from the ears, and a nice big inhale all the way up. Exhaling it down. 2 more here. Inhale it up. Exhale down. And last one. And exhale it down. All right, nice job. Thanks so much for joining today. See you next time.